Thank you very much. I have seen also in the icebreaker that some of you are also interested into the European Commission perspective. Well, this is less of a perspective than about actually now giving you an overview of the background and the current regulatory context concerning sustainability agreements. If we go to the next slide, please. I would like to start with the background of the European Green Deal and its targets. As you know, we have pledged to for the Europe to become climate neutral by 2050 and to reduce greenhouse emissions by at least 55% by 2030. It goes without saying that such a transition cannot be done without taking into account the food supply chain. 1/3 of the greenhouse gas emissions come actually from the current food system. This is why we need to change the way how we produce food, how we process food, but also how we consume food in order to avoid food losses. And in this respect, the farm to fork strategy is at heart of and these targets. If we go to the next slide, the CAP, the Common Agricultural Policy, with its reform and the objectives of the CAP takes into account this three dimension of sustainability, social sustainability, ensuring, for example, fair income for farmers, the environmental sustainability when it comes to climate change and action, as well as the environmental as well as the economic sustainability. Um, and it also has tools, if we go to the next slide, to actually approach those three-dimensional sustainability. On the one hand, through funding, with a new delivery model, member states are able in the CAP strategic plans to design actions and to target interventions which address specific needs of a given member state. And on the top of that, also you have been able to see from the public consultation, for example, of the new state aid guidelines for agriculture, that also beyond the funding provided under the CAP strategic plans, member states can and will be in the future able to design stated schemes to support those sustainability objectives. On the other hand, also the reform of the Common Market Organization regulation introduced a new derogation which exempts sustainability action within the food supply chain from, under certain conditions, from the competition rules. Um, it goes without saying that the logic of this exemption is that in order to change the way how we produce, process, and consume food needs to be addressed within the whole food supply chain and cannot be limited to action at a specific level only. And this you can see also on the next slide uh, when it comes to the food supply chain. The conditions of this novel article of the CMO regulation address allow agreements, sustainability agreements that are related to the production and trade of agricultural products. Um, and aiming at achieving higher standards than mandated by the union or national law. In this respect, if there are no standards at the union or national law, no mandatory standards, then of course also this everything what goes beyond actually of those in of those actions should be taken into account. Sustainability agreements can be either at the level of primary producers of agricultural products as defined in Annex 1 of the treaty, or also vertical agreements between primary producers and other actors within the food supply chain. It could be at the level between primary producers and food processors, or primary producers and retailers and food processors, or primary producers and input providers. If we go to the next slide, please. Also, what is defined in Article 210 are the sustainability objectives. And here, the focus of the co-legislators was on a set of sustainability objectives. Those are, first of all, environmental objectives, such as climate change mitigation measures, um, water and soil protection measures, circular economy with the aim to reduce food and pollution, um, and then also measures to target the way how agricultural products are produced when it comes to the reduction of pesticides, or to manage actually also risk and reduce the danger of antimicrobial resistance. At the same time, also animal health and welfare are targeted. Um, as you can see, not all of the sustainability objectives one could pursue are covered. My colleague from DG Competition will, in the following presentation, explain that beyond the possibilities provided under Article 210A CMO regulation, when it comes to sustainability objectives, there are also general horizontal rules which would cover sustainability objectives which go beyond those in this article. If we go to the next slide, please. I would like to also touch upon the conditions for this derogation. In a particular, what is important is that the agreements do not, from an ex-ante perspective, impose restrictions of the competition, which are actually not necessary to achieve a given standard or to achieve a given sustainability objective. And what is important also from an ex-post perspective is that agreements should not actually prevent competition to be excluded, and also to jeopardize the CAP objectives of under Article 39 of the treaty, for example, to ensure fair income of farmers, or that the products are available to consumers. If we go to the next slide, please. I would also like to touch upon the enforcement system. In order to to limit the administrative burden, there is no need for the participants in such sustainability agreements to notify those either to the Commission or to the National Competition Authority ex ante if the conditions are fulfilled. And this assessment would be based on self-assessment by the participants. And in order to facilitate this self-assessment, a commission is mandated to issue guidelines by 8th of December 2023 at the latest. And as you may know or may be aware of it, in this respect, a public consultation and a call for evidence have been launched to start with this process by DG Competition and DG AGRI. And at the same time, as from 8th of December 2023, the producers will be able to request opinion from the Commission. In particular, the guidelines will include examples, for example, which of sustainability initiatives, which should facilitate the self-assessment. But of course, those guidelines cannot be exhaustive and include all the possible examples. And this is why, in particular, it is possible for producers to request opinions, in particular if certain initiatives, sustainability initiatives, would not be covered in the guidelines. What is also important to bear in mind that the Article 210A foresees also an ex post assessment by the Commission or the national competition authorities. For example, if the Commission, if the conditions for the sustainability agreement and also the market conditions or the regulatory conditions have changed, and then the Commission and the national competition authorities would, of course, need to inform producers of and the actors of participants of the sustainability agreements accordingly. Please, next slide. As already mentioned, the Commission has launched a public consultation and call for evidence on the 28th of February, and the public consultation and the call for evidence are open for your contributions until the 23rd of May. In this respect, we would like to receive information about the sustainability objectives and standards linked to them to better understand what kind of sustainability initiatives have been pursued in the past, and also what kind of sustainability initiatives might be pursued by the participants of the food supply chain in the near future. And to better understand how the level of standards have been designed, what type of agreements have been entered, and to be also be able to better understand and assess the indispensability of this joint action to achieve the sustainability objectives. What is the normal duration of such agreements? What is the market coverage? And also to understand the impact of such sustainability agreements, and what are the challenges, the enabling factors, but also barriers for the implementation. Please use this opportunity to inform the Commission, because of course this is very useful and will inform actually the drafting of these guidelines. Uh, Next slide, please. This brings me actually to the Okay. I see that somebody didn't mute the micro. So this actually brings me to the end of my presentation. I would like to thank you, and I'm very happy and curious to be here and to follow the discussion today, to learn more about the sustainability agreements and that are pursued by you, and also the initiatives you might have in mind. Many thanks.